Page 6, Canario. A Canario, as I understand it, is a foreign word for canary, the bird canary, or having something to do with the Canary Islands or something. You can go look it up. Canario is what it is. This piece, common timer, 4/4 time. It's got one sharp in the key signatures, so I'm guessing it's in G major. Let's just go there. All right, we'll get that out of the way. Now we'll start. One hand at a time, right hand first. You're starting out with third finger on B. Put your hand in this position. Now let's get these notes first. Don't worry about the rhythm. So make sure you can play all of these notes. You know what they are. And try and play it without looking at the keyboard if you can. And go through the whole thing that way and make sure you can play the notes. And then you go back and add the rhythm. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and. 3 and 4. And you get the idea? Go down to the second line here. 1 and 2 and. 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2. You get that part? Actually, pretty much, it's rather repetitious. So if you get those, you've got it pretty much. Now for the left hand, same thing. Make sure you get these notes. You're starting out little finger here and put your hand here. So just make sure they're all quarter notes, so rhythm's not a problem, but make sure you can play these notes and you know the names of the notes and the music. It's important. Second line, you have a rest on beat 1. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and rest and 2 and. Make sure you get the rest in. You can do that okay, then put the hands together. This is usually another adventure in itself. So here, you can go slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Because the hands are doing all different things. And that second line. 1, 2. It's tricky when the fingers in each hand are doing different things, and you go as slow as you need to, and you go back and practice in one hand again at a time if you have to, or whatever it is, and work out all the hesitations so it just flows. You also ought to be able to play this eventually without looking at the keyboard. And I say that, I don't want to confuse you. It's not wrong to look at the keyboard. It's just that too many people can't play a note without looking at the keyboard. They'll look at the music and see a note, and they'll look down to play it. And they'll look up at the next note, and they'll look down to play it. And they go up to the next note, and then look down to play it. And then look at that. Don't. Feel this. You should, once your hand's in position, you got to remember which fingers are on which key. Again, you can do it one hand at a time, but once your hand's in position, in this piece, your hands aren't moving. You should be able to play it all without looking at the keyboard. Now, if you have it memorized, you don't have to look at the music. You look wherever you want. And if you want to watch your hands play around on the keyboard, that's fine. I do that all the time. But it's not because I have to look at them, it's because it's entertaining. I look at them for fun. So usually when you're beginning, we try, don't look at the keyboard if you don't have to. Then we go back and add the articulation. Well, in the right hand you have these slurs. You just lift up between each slur. Just between each slur. As far as the left hand go, they didn't give you any articulation, but there is a word there for a legato. You see it underneath? That's telling you that's a type of articulation. It means connect the notes. Play them. The left hand, so they're telling, because they didn't give you anything. Otherwise, it would be up to you what you wanted to do. You could disconnect them if you wanted to. But here they're not giving you that choice. They're telling you play them connected. So connect them. That's the left hand, not the right. whole thing that way. Because when you put the hands together, you're lifting up in the right hand and not the left. Lift up here, but keep the left hand down. I don't recommend you lift up both hands together. Recommend it. You want to develop that independence of hands, and this is a good exercise that gives us practice at doing different things in the hand, each hand, at the same time. So I recommend lift up in the right hand, but if you're going to keep the left hand legato, unless you want to disconnect everything. That's kind of fun too as an exercise. You can try that. Then we add the dynamics. F-P, it means the first time you play it, it's loud, and that's the right hand. Keep the left hand soft. Then when you repeat it, because there's a repeat sign at the end of the first line, then you play it soft. That's the right hand. Play the left hand very soft. Then the second line, loud here at the beginning. You can do both hands here. And then soft, it's like an echo. Then you repeat that line. There's a repeat sign on each end of that line. You play that line twice. The same dynamics each time. Third line, now you're loud, that's the right hand. And then the last line, you're soft. And at the end, you have a poco retardando there. That means slow down a little bit. So, then you can add the tempo, because this part, I mean, so far, hopefully you're taking it as slow as you got to take it to play it accurately. Moderato again is that power walk thing. It's in the middle. It's 1, 2, 1. It's whatever. Just make sure you can play the whole thing at that tempo. No hesitations, no slowing down anywhere except for the end. The whole thing at that. You may have to play it slowly at first and gradually work it up to that. So I'm going to give us forecast. Let's play this together slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics, just the notes and the rhythms. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2. Repeat. Second line. Repeat the second line.